Hello and welcome to another Raggy's beer review, a homebrew beer review this time. I brewed this around about Christmas time. It's the Simply Yorkshire Bitter kit. Worked out something daft like, I think it was 30 odd pence a pint. I think it was about 12 quid for the kit and a bag of sugar. 40, 30 to 12. We'll go for 33 quid. 33 pence a pint. So it's proper rigid now. It's got a good colour to it, as we can see. So we'll get a pour a pint out, job's good in. And it's room temperature, thank gosh. Shed is absolutely Baltic. Well, God, you can see how unlevel my bloody doodah is. 40 pints of this sat up there. I've not touched it, so and I just thought, well, what can I review tonight? And I thought, well, let's review my own brew. Like I say, I do see myself cost-wise doing a lot more homebrew reviews. The processors, and maybe even doing like the odd like juice wine again. Not because I'm tight, but because it's a much cheaper way of doing wines. But here we go anyway. It looks the colour. It's got that coppery colour to it. A nice white head. I've never brewed this before. I have brewed Simply ginger beer, Simply mild. I might have done the stout as well at some stage. So I've done a few of the range. There we go, look at that. Lovely and clear. Does look good. It's got a proper malty nose on there. My saliva is going. It's let's dive in. Oh. It's very easy drinking. Not homebrewy, which is always my worry. I don't want to taste a beer that tastes homebrewy. I want something that tastes like something you'd go to a pub and drink, you know, something like that. I was liking that. It's tasting lovely. Room temperature's king. It's freezing. In my car it said it was 6 degrees. It's not 6 degrees. You know when it's bitter. Yorkshire Bitter. But yeah, you know when it's cold. And you know, that to me is the sort of beer. It's 4%. I didn't play around with it. Didn't want to really. I wanted to keep it right. They are good kits to play around with. I mean, the mild, I bumped that up to a 10% mild. I think I may have even added cookie dough flavour in. So again, these are things you can do. Certainly with the mild, the darker beers, not so much the bitter. I don't think you could play around with flavours in a bitter. I don't think I've ever come across any bitters that have been flavoured. I think there's a line. I'm just trying to think. Have I come across any bitters that have got a flavour to them, a flavouring added? No. I just think bitters are bitters, and yeah, there are obviously interpretations of a bitter. That is super quaffable. At room temperature, I personally think my friends, the apple drinkers, would happily drink that and not be offended by it. No nasty flavours, just a straight beer to quaff. Gotta be honest, it's tasting well. Let's get into it now. And there's a lovely bitterness coming through on that back end. Like I say, it's got a lovely colour to it. I've on purpose left it aged. I've totally forgot about it actually, and I've left it. And yeah. Here's the result. And sometimes it's a good thing to leave beers, anything you brew, as long as you can. Obviously not too long, but I do want, once I start doing more gardening again and start bringing pennies in, to do and have a nice stockpile of beers over review beers. You know, the review wall, well, you'll notice that it's getting gappy, and everything on that shelf, I've only got one shelf now with beers on. There's a few up there, mind, but on the whole it's going down, and it is what it is. And the Raggies channel may evolve. If I knew how to do certain things, it would evolve quite quickly. Yeah. Although, to be honest, it's all about time. I just find myself having less time to do things. So, you know, it's a push to do the reviews, literally 20-30 minutes a day now at the most. I mean, flipping heck, I was doing about an hour and a half to 2 hours a day. You know, that's a lot of time and a lot of effort. But back in the COVID days, when you couldn't go out and you were in each other's way a lot of the time, it was actually a good thing not to come down the shed and do that. And then obviously once everyone went back to normal, then it became more difficult being back at work full time. And then that's when the wife kicked off as well. Oh, down that shed for 2 hours. And literally seen her for about 2 hours a day. And you can understand, and not being rather amused about that. But then it is also the journey for me in that respect, is that my beer journey isn't the same as it was 4 years ago. Whilst I still like a good beer, the eagerness to get every single new beer has gone. You know, it has. I've been looking at supermarkets. I used to go in and buy every new beer in supermarkets. I've been there tonight. There was a new beer in Sainsbury's, and I looked, and it's like, yeah, it's a beer. I've promoted that brewery loads of times on this channel, and I don't feel like it. I don't feel like promoting that brewery. Some breweries out there, I really, really like the idea of promoting them. And then others, I'm like, no, not doing it. Oh. So, 33 pence a pint, and it's tasting great. You know, it's an easy drinking bitter. Look at that. Tasting well. Can't fault it. I mean, you won't put it on in a craft beer pub, but in a pub against some of the more modern traditional beers, it'll stand its ground. That will. Has anybody brewed it before? Be interesting to know. Certainly quaffable. Would I drink it again? I've got 39 pints upstairs, so yeah. Out of 5. I think it's a good kit. I think for the price is great. Some of these kits, the cheaper end kits, yeah, I worry because of crappy yeast. The Cooper's kits, for some reason, the ginger beer is shit. I've had it where the ginger, and it just spews up on the top and never actually ferments. And I've had to chuck other yeast in to get it to ferment, and it was hazy, crap. But the Simply kits, you know, very nice, doing the stuff. So yeah, I'm happy with that. Turned out a nice beer, straight down the line, as it's supposed to be, and cheap as chips. Can't fault it. 4.5 out of 5 if I was going to give it a proper score. But yeah, that is my little review. Cheers.